What is up, everyone? It's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, and we are back with more LEGO Star Wars! That's right, the complete saga is about to be Sagafied. We are in the home stretch of the story. This is Episode 6, Chapter 4, The Battle of Endor. Now, because it is story, we will not be getting any of those collectibles other than that one gold brick for completing the story. So, as I mentioned, we are in the home stretch. We only have 2 levels after this one. However, this one is rather lengthy. So as the credits begin to crawl, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and check us out on social media, as we do have giveaways every Friday on our Facebook page, and you might be interested in some of the things that we be giving away. So definitely check that out, as well as the old YouTubes. You know how to do that. Hit that subscribe button, and of course ring that bell, as we're going to show you here on screen any second now. There we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to hop into the cutscene now. As we are getting towards the end of these, we realized that it was probably just easier for us to go ahead and talk over these, as there is no dialogue that is being missed. And there's lots of copyrighted audio that we had to keep dealing with, which is part of the reason why it's taking so long for this series to pop out. So, anyways, we are officially on Endor. We have ran into the Ewoks, and you guys know the drill. You know what's going on here. The Ewoks mistake old 3PO for some sort of legend, and look at that. He is up on top, and with a little help of Luke, they definitely become believers, and they listen to and support our guys here, and that's good. Look, he's like, oh, Darth Vader's bad, okay? And they get it. They totally get it. So we're going to gain control here of a couple of these guys, and we're going to make our way through this level. Now, as I mentioned, this is a really long level, and it's only partially because of user error. There were a couple of spots, and I'll get to those in a minute, where I kind of sabotaged myself, and I didn't realize it. Like, I drove an ATST into a spot that needs to be a grapple pad when I pull it. So you'll see when we get there. But all right, here we are. We're up in the trees, and we got to find our way on out of here. Start off by slapping or shooting those purpley gray boxes to the left, and look at that. We've got a spin to win wheel. Now, if you remember, I personally am in need of 1.25 million studs, and if you're following along with us, you are probably in the same boat. And we are really short. In fact, we are just about at the halfway point right now as we speak. So we've got a lot to do, especially since we only have 2 more levels after this. So the goal was hopefully to not need to farm a bunch of studs, but it's going to be inevitable. So I will be discussing a little bit more detail with Gary what the best farming level is going to be. And we've already talked about it a little bit, and he suggested a level, but I'm going to investigate a little bit more and see. And of course, he is putting some effort into it as well. So speaking of Gary, shout out to HTG Gary for putting together our achievement guide for this game. I know some of you are playing on the PlayStation and are just trying to get the mini kits and having fun. But for those of you who are tracking down those achievements on the Xbox side of things, you definitely want to drop a comment down below and thank Gary for his time, as this has been his first achievement guide, and hopefully the first of many. And he did an excellent job. He did all sorts of color coding, and kind of, I wouldn't say he upped the expectations, but he definitely lived up to existing expectations. So again, special thanks to Gary for taking care of us, and O to the yeah. We got Wicket out. Wicket's actually, I was really surprised. My wife is not known for being like very well versed in pop culture and things like that, and you know, like even like the Terminator movies and things like from my childhood that just seemed like were a must, she totally missed out on and didn't get to see. So when we were watching this the other night, when Wicket popped up on screen, she's like, "Oh, it's Wicket!" I was like, "What? You actually know who somebody is?" It was actually kind of cute. But so we've got him out, and kind of an homage to the wifey, because she is a big fan of Wicket. And yeah, Wicket was, he's played by the same dude as, what was it, Willow. I'm trying to think of his name. I just had it. Like, I literally had it, and then I went to say it, and brain fart. So anyways, you guys know who I'm talking about. Drop a comment down below so that the other peeps will know, as well as, well, I can come back and look at it and remember. So I'll get it in a minute. I watch. You know how it works. As soon as you forget or try to not think about it, bam, pops into your head. All right, we are officially out of there. We used 3PO, and then we had to use a grapple point, and we had to flip a lever, and all of a sudden we had a nice little exit out of there. And this one was kind of tricky. In fact, I've even got an edit coming up because I'm a total noob. And speaking of noob status, I do want to point out that you can actually thwart the plans of the baddies by taking out their cables here. So if you look on the right side or towards the bottom right side, there are those grapple points. That's how the bad guys are getting up here. Now, I'm a complete noob. I was unaware of this at the time. I know that in a previous level we had that, but I was not looking for that now. And, you know, last couple of levels they've actually had these, and I've missed out on them because, well, I'm a noob, I guess. That's the easiest explanation. But here we go. We go up here, watch the edit's going to happen right now. And basically, I ran around up there, tried to flip the lever, did a bunch of stuff, came down here, did a bunch of stuff, and then went back up there, tried to do some more stuff. And then I realized that I was totally wrong. So I went through the hatch one more time to have a nice clean edit. And now we are back, hopefully getting our studdage. All right, so what you need to do is push this little battery, I guess it's a battery, some sort of power node or something, into the far left back corner there. It is kind of a funny angle, though, so be careful, as you can't have it all the way on the very top. You have to have it just about halfway in the middle of those upper columns there, upper row, whichever you want to call it. I guess it's a row. Let's be technical, Brian. But I should have, and wish I would have, taken out those grapple points. Oh, and look, I discovered it. So I'm like, woo to the who. I'm hopeful that you do too. A little tongue-tied there. It's early. For those of you who don't know, it gets really warm in my office here, and so I usually cut the audio for these videos in the morning. And sometimes the brain isn't fully awake yet when I go ahead and talk, so boy, I don't know why I ended up sounding a little bit like a bad Bill Cosby there, but we'll go move on before I offer you any pudding pops. All right, here we've gone ahead and got the battery up into the spot that it needs to be, and thanks to Wicket for going through that little hobbit hole, we can get up top and press it into place, and now we just need to stand on one of the 6 pressure-sensitive switches. Once they are all engaged, it will go on down, and we are officially on the ground. And we got a whole bunch of baddies, high and low, left, right, middle. They're all over the place, so definitely take a second or two to take those guys out, and you might want to find a few studs or two. For me, I need so many. It's like, I don't know if I should really spend any time doing this or not, but as you can see, I definitely decided to go ahead and do, because I definitely need studs, and so the plan, here's the plan. As we go ahead and we smash and build the push switch and it flips around, we realize, wait a minute, we need Wicket on that. Can he jump up that high? I certainly can, but can Wicket? Does he got the hops? We'll find out in a second. But what we got to do is, once we complete the story, we're going to have to do a little preparing for free play. Now, in our case, it's not going to be just rounding up characters with certain abilities that are needed for those mini kits, but it's also going to be to make sure that we have the studdage for the 2x stud multiplier. That is because we don't want to have any hassle trying to get these true Jedis. And as you guys know, I am the worst. I seem to be like noob number 1 here, in the sense that I die a lot. And, you know, we've been talking about this off streams and off the videos, that is it a me thing or is it like a programming thing? And we haven't really fully decided that yet. Oh, look at that. Wicket can hop up there. And this is where, here in a minute, yeah, so okay, we got to get that out there. So you notice I'm going to cut myself off for a second. So basically, you saw we had to stand on that switch, and then the grapple plug pops out, right? Well, here in a second, we find ourselves in a very similar situation where there is a pressure-sensitive switch and a grapple point, but I park an ATST right where that grapple point is supposed to be, and then I got to hop down and move it, and you'll see in a second. It happens in just a second here once we make it to the next area. We do choose to use R2 to get across the gap there, but it turns out you don't even need to. You can just walk across it. All right, so we're in the next area here. We've got lots of stuff to smash, bang, and boom. You know the deal. If there's nothing, when in doubt, smash about. Boy, I'm rough around the edges this morning. I apologize for that. We'll get through it together as a group, I promise. This was another blooper moment coming up here, as there are a couple of stages to what we have to do. We have to get on some pressure-sensitive switches, both left and right side here. So the group splits up on our own. That's not a problem. The problem is on the right side, there's actually a ramp that needs to be built for the second step of it. So we'll show you. Don't worry. It's not. I know it's probably confusing. You're probably like, what are you talking about? But you'll see in a second when we get up there. We got to get our John Deere tractor on real quick. And I found this very fun and odd at the same time. Like, I drive over the carrots and they get ginormous. That must be like a Miracle Grow dispenser or something. What kind of magic is happening here? Essentially, I did this because I knew that if they grew up and got big, those little baby carrots would not yield as many studs. So I got them all nice and big, and they yield a lot more studdage. So we'll go ahead and take those down. And speaking of taking down, we got this endless supply of baddies coming from that upper right area. So I'm not going to waste too much more time. It turns out I need a human to go ahead and build up this Beebo Bobble Beebo panel. And we're going to get that done real quick. And another wave of baddies comes in before we switch to 3PO and use that terminal. Now back to the preparing for free play as we engage these pressure sensitive switches. Essentially, once we get all of the characters we need, we're going to definitely go back and find a level or two that we can farm some studs on. And then once we get that 1.25 million, we'll buy the actual red brick for the stud multiplier. And then we can actually move on and head over to the first free play level, which then we'll start tracking a couple of other red bricks. Ones that are important are going to be like the invincibility, the 4 times stud multiplier. So those will all come. So, okay, right now you can see on the right-hand side, see there is some bouncing bricks over there. There was also some bouncing bricks on the left. So both sides of the stage 2 have something that is required for you to build. Now, I can get all my characters up here, and I get them all standing on the switch, and nothing happens. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wicket fell off. Look at that. Wicket slowly sliding up. I don't know who greased up the button here, but definitely be aware of that because it's a little slippery. And there's also lots of bees. Like, am I missing something? I feel like Winnie the Pooh was here or something. Like, he spilled some honey. But I guess honey wouldn't be slippery. It'd be sticky, right? That's kind of... Anyways. All right, over on the right-hand side, we make our move. However, we get attacked by some more baddies. So go ahead and errati the baddies and make your way up the right-hand path. Or perhaps maybe you did the left-hand path first, or right-hand path first, and you need to do the left-hand path. All right, we'll get through it, I promise. All right, so now we've got the switches available for both sides. I'll go ahead and take Wicket, climb through the little hobbit hole here. And as we get up top, we'll drop on down. The other guys should join us. We should be able to stand on it. And we should be able to shout out a loud and proud Booyaka Show. Maybe. One of these. Splat! All right, we're getting close to that halfway point of the video. And we are getting even closer to that spot that I mentioned earlier where I totally sabotaged myself by parking an ATST right in my path. But we're not there yet. Not there yet. So, soon, though. Soon, people, soon. All right, up top we go. We've got a couple of these bee. I guess I don't really remember those from the movie. I'm sure there's some sort of reference or reason for those. And if you guys are smarter than I, you know, like Todd, Jerry, or a few of the others that are out there helping me through this, you know, definitely leave me a note as to what that might be and why there's all these bees or some sort of bug infestations going on. I'm not sure what's up with that. So, what up with that? All right, we've officially cleared out the area. We're going to make our way to the far back and drop down into the next spot. And we've got some more bees. They're the bee's knees, man. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep on keeping on, taking out everything in our path, trying to collect as much studdage as possible. Now, it would be really awesome. I know it's not going to happen, but it would be really awesome if we got to the last level and I got like 500,000 studs. That would be like awesome, because then I wouldn't need to farm much, if any. But because I know I'm going to get a handful of studs in this level, a handful on the next, and the one after that as well. But knowing my luck, I probably won't get very many. I'll probably noob it up and die a bunch and finish with 0. Boy, there was a level a couple back that at one... I mean, I farmed a lot of studs. I definitely wasted some time, not only mine, but yours too, getting a bunch of studs to only be died a bunch of times. That's right, I got died too many times. All right, so here we go. We've got this ATST that comes in with a bunch of foot patrols, and we're going to go ahead and get up close and personal to it. And, of course, you got to shoot it a handful of times. Try not to get stepped on, as that seems to be one of my specialties. I did find that if you sneak right over on the back corner there, it's kind of out of range, and he doesn't really pay attention to you, and you should be able to get a couple of shots in. Cheap shots, that is, and or cheap struts. And we should be able to keep on keeping on. Now, we got to take out this next wall with the pew-pews of the ATST, and we are officially into the area that I've been speaking of, where I accidentally sabotaged myself. In fact, you can see, wait for it. See in the back middle there, right behind that other walker, we've got ourselves a little ramp, and that, well, it's not a ramp, I guess. It's more of a barrage of boards and stuff, and I'm taking them out right now. Unfortunately, I got shot in the back one too many times, and I got ejected from my ATST. And there's 2 of them here, and so here again, here's my theory again. There are too many bullets on screen at any given time, especially since they are all specifically targeting me, right? Like, they are all coming right after me. Now, here we go. I get up here, and I launch myself perfect, except for I parked right where that grapple point is. You can see it's not officially releasing the grapple point. So I got to get this guy out of here, and of course, I get knocked out, I get knocked down, So, I will say that the combat in this game has been really, really frustrating. Like, I've mentioned on streams in the last couple of days that this is quickly becoming one of my least favorite LEGO games. And it's not because of the story or the experience and how they tell it, right? Like, I can handle the no talking, I can handle a lot of the little stuff that shouldn't matter. But this combat where it's just like, just pounding all the time. There's really no break ever. Like, that's pretty insane. And I get it. The wars were pretty intense, right? Like, it's not like they're like, oh, hey, we've heard them say, stop that ship, blast them, plenty of times, so we know what they're about. But it just seems like it's a little excessive in the game. Oh my gosh. Is that a checkerboard path, you guys? It is! Wow. Okay, so we had to build up this pathway in this particular case, but it's good. This is what we are used to. We'll go ahead and push it along and drop it down below, which gives us some bouncy bricks that we can turn into a beep-boop, bop-boop, beep-boop, turn them all. Now we just got to find our robots. Where'd our droids go? Ooh, we got some studdage over on the far right. Look at me. I'm like, ooh, there's a blue. I'm out of here. Got to get them all. Got to get them all. All right, so there is some stuff going on here. We definitely do not have the abilities needed to go ahead and smash those dark bricks. We do not currently have a Jedi character available to use the Force on that upper spot there. So we got to find a way to get our droids up here as they are down below. That's right. So we got some bouncing bricks, and it looks like a ramp just waiting for us. So we'll go ahead and build it up and switch on over. Watch this. I guarantee you I got the wrong one here. I guarantee. I should have looked at it to see who it was. Is it R2? It is R2! Wow, I'm the best at choosing the wrong droid. But we got it, and we are inside now, officially. Oh, now we're back outside, officially. And back inside, one more time? Okay. All right, we're in here. That was a funny angle there. It was something with the controller. Like, I pushed to the right, and it, like, went left. It was weird. It was, like, totally backwards day or something. So we made it through. We're in, and we are getting destroyed by a bunch of baddies. Now, this was pretty self-explanatory, but also really glitchy. Now, maybe I'm missing something here, but watch what happens here. So we got all these bad guys. We're gonna start by taking out all the bad guys. Now, in the back left corner and on the other side of the glass, can you see the little hobbit hatch? Okay, I see it too. Now, how do you suppose you get into that? I know some of you have probably already figured this out, or maybe have played this and know, but I ran into some serious issues with this, and it actually ends up being one of the last things I get to do here because hashtag Paz, I don't know how to do that. So essentially, what we got to do here first is, okay, let me back up. In that middle room that we entered that we first got attacked in, there are 4 kind of power lines that go to, basically the 4 things we need to shut down. The first one is the one we're working on now. We've got these little ramps that we need to get up top. However, there's a third one that we need. And I do believe we have to shoot it and stand on something. There we go. There we go. So we had to stand on the other. So we got all 3 of those ramps up now. Look for the pressure-sensitive switches. There's 2 on the right wall and 1 on the left in the corner. Once you get up top, though, watch out. It goes boom. And now we've got this battery. So we're going to push this into place. Once it's into place, we should be able to use our droid here. But we got to get him up here somehow. So I'm hoping that that's how. Yep, look at that. It switches it on over. I guess it overloads the system. We can go ahead and get 3PO up here. Look at that. Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep, boop, boop. All right, so guess what? We've got a new lever here. And we're going to switch to a humanoid and pull it down. And there we go. So the first of 4, you can see there's purple, blue, green, and yellow. Now, all right, next one. We'll go ahead. We knew. Oh, look, that looks tall enough for me to go through there. I don't see any glass, so I'm a little confused on that. And we remember seeing the old hat dispenser here, so we'll go ahead and slap on a Stormtrooper helmet and make it back. And hello, hi everybody, it's just me, don't worry. And he goes and he presses some button, or does he? This is where I kind of got lost. And we'll come back to here in a second, because you know me, I don't stand around staring at stuff too long. I always make an edit or do something. So, do something, Brian. I'm very confused right now. Very confused. So I can see there's a hobbit hole. And look, I'm even trying to use Wicket to get through this. Like, I'm totally convinced that I need to be in there. And I know I need to be in there. Or do I? There's a hobbit hole, but how do I get in there? All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's go ahead and make our way over to the other side and see what we can find. Maybe there's something over there, right? That's kind of what I was thinking. In here, there's another lever. We'll go ahead and pull that. And guess what? That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We got the blue gone. So now we just got two more. We got green and yellow. And it would make sense that, you know, so at this point I'm thinking, okay, so we got one in the room and one in the left side of the middle room. Maybe there's one in the right room. And then maybe somehow we'll take out that yellow. We need the force, right? I mean, that's what it looks like. That yellow device there is being twinkle-toed by the force stars there. And all right, so we got another hobbit hole. Okay, so I started thinking, wait a minute. Maybe they connect the two. Maybe somehow I can get in that room from this side. But that's not it either. So I'll explain it all here in a second, but I don't want to ruin it yet. And like I said, some of you probably already know and have experienced this, and hopefully you didn't run into the same issue that I am, because this can't be right. All right, so I make the right move, right? I get over here, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I can't build. Whoops, and I've got the wrong droid. Go figure. So I switch to the right one, but wait a minute, I can't get him over there because there's a gap. I need to build up those bricks up there. So I'll go ahead and take Ooh, bummer deal. All right. This I need to throw the old technical difficulty sign up right now. All right, we're back. We've officially got the ramp now. All we need to do is switch to 3PO, get him up there without getting squished or falling off. Let's see if I can do it. Smash that like button if you can do it. Smash it. I don't know if I can or not, but I'll make it over here. We'll go ahead and get our beeple bubble beeple on. And it's got a yellow or kind of green symbol around it or color around it. So we'll go ahead and flip that, and that should take care of the green. Yep. All right, so all we got is old yellow. How are we going to deal with old yellow? Oh, we got a switch. Let's go ahead and step on it. We're going down under. We're down under. What's under here? Now, be careful. There is a mini kit down here, so I will warn you that if you're trying to save your mini kits for the free play like us, just because it's probably easier to track getting the same ones as us at the same time. I think there's a mini kit down here. I swear there's a mini kit down there. What? All right, maybe I am mistaken. I guess there's not a mini kit. I guess I fooled you. I was just kidding. There wasn't really a mini kit down there. All right, so back to the confusion, right? How are we going to get inside those rooms? That's got to be what's left. You know what? There was that TIE fighter back over there. Maybe we should go check that TIE fighter out. Maybe we should check this out. Maybe we can pew-pew. No? Okay. Let's go back to the TIE. I see it over there. Can we fly it around? All right, let's try this again. Maybe something went wrong with the hat dispenser, right? I mean, I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. I mean, technically I know, but... All right, so here we go. That didn't work. Look at this. What's going on here? You see that? You see that? Oh, hi. Where'd you come from? So, I'm at a loss here, guys. I'd love to explain this and know what was supposed to go on here, but I'm not sure there's a logical explanation. So there's obviously a hatch on both sides. I feel like when I stepped on that switch, that the hatch should have opened. Or maybe when I said hi, that they should have flipped that open. But they didn't. And it wasn't there, right? And then I go through it, magically it appears. How? What? I'm still at a loss. Now, keep in mind, that didn't do what we needed to do, right? We needed to get that yellow. So look, I jump over here, and I'm like, yeah, this has got to be it. This has got to be it. There's nothing over here. All right, so like I said, part of this level was my fault. Like I parked the ATST. I'd farm studs. I mean, I'd do a couple brain farts here and there. Yeah, of course. Yeah, not my hair. But so, anyways, I'm still at a loss, and I probably should have made another big edit and just looped over there. But I wanted to explain this and show you how much trouble I actually had on this and what my solution ended up being. So. Right, if you remember, we found our way through a secret hatch, right? Like you couldn't physically see it. There was some sort of obstruction over the top of it, and we couldn't get in. Check it out. Remember that? Look at this. Yeah, it just happened again. So, listen, I don't know if that was intended or not, But please, oh please, hit that like button for at least supporting me. I feel really down and out right. Like, what is going on? This game is broken. How am I supposed to figure that out? Like, how are you supposed to figure that out? Like, it's missing assets. It's missing the Hobbit hole. Good news is, though, we've got all 4 of those switches flipped, which has left 2 last switches. We'll go ahead and take that down, and look at that, force field removed. We can go inside now and build up those bombs. And look at that, we got 4 of these guys. We gotta go ahead and place them all. Hopefully you'll grab a few studs along the way. Now there are a couple of troopers that come in and try to stop us. Yeah, pooper troopers. We'll go ahead and take those guys down, build it up, and we are out of here. Run! Everybody duck and cover. Wait, it's a dud. Oh, no, it's not. Big bada boom. All right, so that is officially down, and guess what? High fives all around. Oh, snap. Hopefully that's not gonna play a part in the story. Anyways, level complete, free play. Unlock. We got a couple of characters added to our list, and look at that, it's Wicked. All right, so that's it. We fell way short, not even halfway of the true Jedi, but that's all right. We'll be getting that stud multiplier soon enough. We are officially over the halfway point to our 2x stud multiplier, so that's good. Pat yourself on the back. Hopefully you got more studs than me. But if not, we'll get them together. I'll show you where to do it soon enough. We got 1 gold brick for completing the level, and that is going to wrap it up for LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, Episode 6, Chapter 4, The Battle on Endor, or of Endor? Of? You take your pick. That's going to wrap it up for me, though, as well. Please check us out on social media, and as always, until next time...